Welcome to Salesology, conversations with sales leaders, the art of faster, easier, more profitable sales. When you're ready to transform your sales for today's transforming market, we've got you covered with your host, the queen of cold calling and founder of Salesology, award-winning author, speaker, sales trainer, and coach, Wendy Weiss.
Hi, welcome to Salesology, conversations with sales leaders, the art of faster, easier, more profitable sales. And I'm your host, Wendy Weiss. I am the founder of Salesology and the Salesology Prospecting Method. I'm also known as the queen of cold calling. And today, my very special guest is Marco Torres, and he is the founder of marketingboost.com. He has helped thousands of business owners worldwide boost sales and scale their businesses by as much as fivefold through the use of incentive-based marketing. And he teaches entrepreneurs how to source sales and marketing through the use of value-add incentives instead of discounts. So definitely going to ask Marco about that. And his Facebook group is home to more than 27,000 active business owners who are raking in sales with his advice. So welcome, Marco.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I look forward to this chat, Wendy.
Absolutely. So what's the backstory? How did you end up starting Marketing Boost?
Well, thank you for that question. The backstory started in about 2010. My partners and I got into our operating our own travel business, and we were building a very successful travel website that was booming quite well. But we were just scratching our heads going, what could we do to get video testimonials from our clients? Because we knew if we only had a whole bunch of video reviews and video testimonials, we could leverage those all over our website, our Facebook groups, our YouTube channel, our TV, commercials, etc. But we couldn't get hardly anybody to do it. So we came up with an idea to offer them an incentive, a bonus trip for 3 nights in Orlando or Las Vegas, if they would go that extra mile and while they were staying at one of our hotels or resorts, film a selfie video testimonial. And anyway, long story short, that worked like a charm. Before we knew it, we had hundreds of these video reviews coming in. And we had to pull the plug on it and stop the campaign because it was like, wow, this is going to get expensive to fulfill these complimentary hotel stays we were giving away. But we were leveraging those video reviews everywhere and generating hundreds of new bookings every day. So we wanted to keep the campaign going, but we couldn't, afford it. So we went back to our hotel partners and said, listen, we've got a problem. You have a problem. We think we have an idea to fix it. You've got empty hotel rooms. Let's be honest, your hotel's never full year round, and you've got empty rooms. We can put warm bodies, couples, families in those rooms that'll spend money at the pool, bar, restaurant, the casino, gift shop, excursion desk. And sure enough, we got a few hotels to partner. Before we knew it, we thought, what if we had hotels all over the world giving us those complimentary hotel stays? We'd have a whole new business. And that's what became marketingboost.com today, where we provide what I call the wow, surprise, and delight factor, complimentary hotel stays amongst a few other incentives in over 130 destinations around the world.
Okay, so that's very cool. So that's what you mean when you say incentive-based marketing, you're talking about some form of complimentary travel something.
Well, that's one of the services. That's what we provide. But I also coach on whether you use Marketing Boost incentives or not. You do want to, or I certainly recommend business owners come up with their own version of Amazon Prime, their own version of the McDonald's Happy Meal. What are you doing? What kind of incentive? What kind of draw card do you have to help stand out from the crowd that helps people get off the fence and decide to do business with you versus somebody else? So a lot of people don't understand what I mean by incentive-based marketing, and Amazon Prime is a perfect example. In 2005, he launched, Jeff Bezos launched Amazon Prime, and none of us were buying Amazon Prime to get video streaming at the time. The incentive was free shipping. You paid $79 for the year back then. And the idea was it was like joining Sam's Club. You were going to get access to the VIP membership of Amazon, which was to get free shipping. Then you found out later, oh, by the way, it includes video streaming and what have you. But that wasn't our interest. The incentive was free shipping. And then similarly, McDonald's does the Happy Meal, which takes our eyes off of the price and we focus on the prize for the kids. That generates an extra $4 billion a year from McDonald's for decades now, where families are choosing McDonald's over other fast foods just to get that toy for their seasonal toy for the kid to distract them while they're having lunch.
So does this work primarily in a B2C market, or does it also work in a B2B market?
Primarily, most of our members are probably using these incentives for B2C, and in the volume that we have thousands of business owners around the globe that use our service. But B2B works very effective as well with some of the different incentives that we offer. So, for example, we have 3 categories of incentives: complimentary hotel stays that I mentioned. We have restaurant savings vouchers, and we have hotel savings cards. They work kind of like a gift card, but they don't buy the entire hotel stay. They buy down a discount from 10 to 50% off compared to the retailers like Expedia.com, et cetera. So these smaller incentives can be used to entice B2C, rather B2B clients. For example, hey, book a no obligation Zoom call with one of our staff members. Let's just see if it's a good fit for us to work together, whether our software solution is good for you, whether our business coaching is a good solution for you. And just to book the appointment, we think your time is valuable and ours is as well. So if you'll book the appointment and show up on time for that Zoom call, we're going to reward you with a $200, $300, or $500 hotel savings card, good at 1 million hotels worldwide. Or we're going to offer you a $200 restaurant savings voucher, good at over about 250,000 offers throughout the USA and Canada. So in other words, these are the types of incentives that can be used just to get a Zoom call appointment for your sales staff, or to get in-home presentations scheduled on the B2C market, and so on, just to give you some ideas there.
Okay. So it seems to me that if you were doing that in a B2B environment, one, you would have to have a high ticket offer because it could end up being quite costly to offer these incentives for an appointment. Am I missing something?
Well, that's a good question, because I didn't point out that the way it works, we're not the first to offer travel incentives in that industry niche, but we totally revolutionized the industry. We made it a super affordable for business owners from small to big companies to use our incentives. It's only $37 a month to join Marketing Boost, and it gives you the ability to give away an unlimited amount of these incentives to your prospects, clients, staff. Use them at trade show giveaways, use them for lead generation, sweepstakes ideas. And so we found a way to make this super affordable, where with that subscription model, you can use them and give them away to as many of your clients as you'd like. There's no timeshare hoops to jump through. There's no sales, previews at all for your client or your staff to, have to go through to use these. And they provide significant value and discounts and or complimentary hotel stays to use for, now they don't include airfare, of course. They don't include food and beverage, and they don't include government taxes and fees when it comes to the complimentary hotel stays. So we're helping fill rooms that would otherwise go empty. So that means we provide, they're not going to be able to travel Christmas week, New Year's Eve, 4th of July, Easter holiday. They're going to end up getting about 32 weeks out of 52 weeks of available inventory with the complimentary hotel stays. And on the discount hotel stays, for example, they're good any day of the week, year round, including last minute bookings. So, and they provide substantial savings on any hotel booking. So your client and or your staff, or you're even as a member for your own business travels, you can be saving substantially on any hotel booking.
So don't you then, Marco, run the risk, again, if you're in B2B or even B2C, if you're incentivizing someone to show up for an appointment by giving them some sort of incentive, several free nights in a hotel, isn't the risk that people will show up to get the incentive as opposed to showing up because they actually want to talk to you about whatever it is you're selling?
That's certainly a risk, but and again, that's why the incentive needs to, what we teach in a lot of our ongoing, messaging and our Facebook group. We have over 30,000 entrepreneurs there where we're coaching and teaching, and we do a lot of one-on-one coaching as well. But the idea being that you want to provide an incentive that's matching the call to action. So in some cases, it should be a micro incentive for a micro call to action, like booking that appointment, that which might be $100 hotel restaurant savings card for the Zoom call appointment, or $100 or $200 hotel savings card for that Zoom call. And then maybe for the purchase, when you buy my high ticket item, we're going to reward you with 5 nights in Cancun on us. And maybe you're dangling that with, if you pay us, if you hire us, and by the way, if you pay in full versus our monthly payment plan, if you pay in full, we're going to reward you with complimentary 3 nights in Las Vegas or 5 nights in Cancun on us. Or maybe you're going to say, as a B2B business, you're going to say, if you pay for 12 months in advance of our service, we're going to reward you with a 5 nights in Hawaii or 5 nights in Cancun or Cabo San Lucas on us. And then, of course, we teach people the 3 disclaimers. You can tell them, hey, airfare is not included and food and beverage is not included, and neither are government taxes and fees, but we're going to be covering first class accommodations for you at one of these following destinations. And so they're on the hook for their own transportation to and from that hotel. They're on the hook for government taxes and, of course, their own food and beverage and whatever other personal expenses. But some members choose to pay that activation fee for the clients as well. So if it is a high ticket item, you could decide, I'll even pay those government taxes for you, which covers the activation fee. And then they have 18 months to travel, to select travel dates. They log into a online platform, no phone calls to make, no hoops to jump through. They put in the dates they want to travel based on availability. They can get instant confirmation and be on their way to that destination.
Well, that all sounds great once you have a client that has said yes and purchased whatever the high ticket item is. I'm still stuck on the people showing up for the appointment because they want the hotel, 3 days in a nice hotel for free. And so I think I heard you say that the incentive to purchase helps to mitigate that. Because
in other words, I would suggest to people not to use for example, 3 nights on us in Cancun or 3 nights on us in Las Vegas for an appointment. That's too big an incentive for a small call to action, like join me for a Zoom call, a no obligation Zoom call to see if we're a good fit to work together. I would use a smaller incentive, like a $200 hotel savings card. And then that becomes, it's still a good incentive. You might get a few people that are showing up because they want the hotel savings card and they're really not all that interested in the product or service. But our experience is most people don't, I've seen a lot of people reach out to me on LinkedIn. They're offering me a $100 Amazon gift card if I show up for a Zoom call with their sales staff. And of course, that costs them a $100 Amazon gift card costs them a true $100. With our $100 hotel savings card, it costs you almost next to nothing. It costs you $37 a month. So you can give away an unlimited amount of our hotel savings cards with no additional out-of-pocket cost. So you're adding value to your call to action, as in, book an appointment. We're going to talk to you about ABC services that we provide. And by the way, just for showing up on time to that appointment, we're going to reward you with this $200 hotel savings card. Now, what that does is that helps book more appointments for you or your sales staff. But more importantly, it also helps reduce the no-shows. So if your staff is talking to more live people, what happens? Likely you're going to have more opportunity to sell and therefore have more conversions. So the hotel savings card, for example, is one tool that many of our members are using successfully just to get more bookings and, more importantly, less no-shows. And that can be done with, inviting people to everything from live webinars, to virtual events. Stay till the end of our podcast. We're giving away a live show on this live podcast, live getaway. We're giving away 3 nights in Las Vegas at the end of this live event. There's just a million ways to skin these cats on using these incentives to engage customer action, to improve calls to action, to get people to join a webinar, et cetera.
Right. Well, I certainly want my salespeople to be talking to a lot of prospects, and I do want the prospects to show up. I will tell you candidly, Marco, I'm still slightly skeptical about incentivizing a prospect to show up for an appointment, but I hear you on the rest of it.
Well, it's all about A/B testing. If you tested them with your particular business and found that a bunch of people were showing up with absolutely no interest, then stop offering them.
Stop doing it. Absolutely.
Yeah, stop doing it. But
yeah.
But I could tell you from the hundreds of business owners that we have that are using it. For example, anyway, just to give you, they work. Now, might a few people join that are deadbeats just coming for the incentive? Maybe, but at least you got your staff had somebody. I get the point. I get the point you're making. So it's all about testing. And if it happens too often, then I'd stop using it or offer a different incentive. It's not quite as. But again, when you're sending people reminders to show up for an appointment, it's just adding one more. The point being is it's adding one more reason to incentivize them or reward them for showing up. Or you can use them for, if you skip that idea, again, that's just one idea of hundreds of others. You can be rewarding people for, like T-Mobile, for example. I was looking at this the other day. T-Mobile Tuesdays. T-Mobile offers on Tuesdays surprise perks every Tuesday with their app. They give people discounts with Puma, Taco Bell, Redbox, just to name a few branded swag stuff. And so, of course, all of those gifts that they're giving away, in some cases, might cost them real dollars. In other cases, they're partnering. And that's the other message here is whether you use Marketing Boost or not, is you might look at your network. Who can you partner with that you can be giving them your products, some of your products or services that they can use to enhance their call to action, and you're using theirs, so you're partnering, so you can get people who join your webinar. You're giving away somebody else's product, or when they purchase your product A, you're giving them a course from your colleague, a portion of your colleague's course to go with your course that you're selling. And so again, the idea is building some sort of reward programs, whether you use Marketing Boost or not. That's kind of what we focus on training, is rather than discounting, what can you do to create value, whether it be partnering with other brands, partnering with other colleagues, other similar services that might enhance your call to action. And of course, we have found that being biased here, using the Marketing Boost incentives is a really affordable way to add value without costing your company next to nothing.
And speaking of adding value, we're going to pause here for a word from our sponsor. When we come back, I want to talk to you, Marco, about discounting. But now we're going to pause for a word from our sponsor, the Salesology Vault. And just about every guest that I have interviewed on the Salesology Conversations with Sales Leaders podcast has had a gift for our listeners. And so what we've done is we've taken all of those gifts and we put them all in one place just for you. We call it the Salesology Vault, and it's packed full of free gifts from sales leaders, sales experts, marketing gurus, revenue generation experts, and Marco Torres as a gift for our listeners today. So we add another gift every single week. We release a new podcast every Monday, and when we release a podcast, we add a gift. So you can log in as often as you'd like and download as many gifts as you'd like. The Salesology Vault is free. So go to bit.ly/gift vault, or the link to the Salesology Vault is in the show notes. So as soon as you finish listening to this podcast, go to the show notes, click on the link. You'll be glad you did. And we are back with Marco Torres, who is the founder of Marketing Boost, marketingboost.com. And we've been talking about incentive-based marketing. And so you said a little bit ago, Marco, that one could use these incentives instead of discounting. So what's the problem with discounting? I mean, I have my opinion on this, but you tell us what is the problem with discounting?
Well, you better know your numbers for one, because discounting, several problems with it. One, you can start training your community, your clients, to not take action with you until your next round of discounts. Two, for example, even a 10% off. Let's say your profit is after expenses and all your net profit. Let's say it's 20% at the end of the day after all your expenses. Well, if you discount 10%, you just discounted 50% of your profit margin. And now you have to double sales during your discount promo. You need to be doubling your normal sales volume to end up in the same spot you were before with that 20% net profit. So the discounts is a race to the bottom quite often, because you might want to stand out from the crowd by offering a discount, being the cheapest on the block, only to find out a little while later somebody's going to say, well, I'll be cheaper than you. And now you're a race to the bottom. Before you know it, you're giving away nearly all of your profits, trying to be, replace the volume, the discounting with volume, which in the end, it rarely works. And you end up wondering why you're not making any money. So holding on to value, and instead of discounting, adding value, creating your brand, showing whether it be additional value. And psychology studies have shown that people react better to additional value, such as even as simple as buy one, get ones, is a lot more effective than 10, 20, 30, 40% off. So, for example, where I'm from, in the grocery stores in Southwest Florida, as you walk in there, they're loaded with, as soon as you walk in the door, these big barrels and baskets and stuff of buy one, get one offers. And you end up doing what? What did they really do? They practically doubled the price from what they were offering the day before on those items. But where our mind just thinks as value, discount, and we're now buying 2 jars of mayo when we didn't need mayo at all, but now we're buying 2 jars of mayo for $2.95 each, or for 5, 2 for $6. When the day before yesterday they were, $3.25 a jar, and now they discounted just a little bit and they called it buy one get one. We ended up paying nearly retail for the 2, and we end up with twice as much as we didn't even need in the first place. So because we end up with that impulse buy. So again, if you can come up with ways to add value, maybe that's move products that are sitting on your shelf that are not moving. So you add product B to go with product A. When you buy product A, you get product B as a bonus. Maybe you're doing giving away a portion of a course that you wrote last year. So you get course B when you buy course A included free, creating that value stack of additional bonuses and incentives and additional widgets of your own or colleagues, and or using something like Marketing Boost, where that one of the bonuses might be, when you take this action, we're giving you this additional value bonus to help you make your decision today.
Now, do you
scarcity and urgency? Sorry.
Do you time limit your incentives?
Absolutely. That's just what I was getting ready to say. It was creating that scarcity and urgency by having some sort of limits to it. In other words, even though as a Marketing Boost member, we give you the ability to give an unlimited amount of these incentives, we coach you not to give them away like candy. In other words, make your offer something that helps it create scarcity and urgency. The first 10 who take action will get the following bonus. The first, if you take action before Friday midnight, why do they, Black Friday is one of the biggest events in the year for sales of all kinds all over the United States and what have you. And why? It's because everybody is trained on the urgency of the sale ends Friday midnight, or the sale is going to end up ending Cyber Monday at midnight. So there's a scarcity, there's a limited amount of units that are available for this discounted price, and there's a time limit. So obviously you should be preparing now for Black Friday and getting your promotions ready to go. But again, rather than discounting, if you can add value with additional bonuses as the widgets. For example, let's say you sell a membership product. Instead of discounting the price, give them the 13th month free. Hold your price, give them 13 or 14 months free if they pay in full. Now you're adding a little more value that doesn't really necessarily cost you that much, but you got the full price for at least those first 12 months of your profit margin that you can count on. And that's an example of what I mean by adding widgets, adding value versus just giving 10, 20, 30% off.
And put a time limit on it so to incentivize people to take action.
Yeah, and when you do that time limit, then you need to live up to it. In other words, don't get caught saying, okay, we'll make an exception for you. If the promotion expired, at the end of on Friday at the end of the week, then don't change the promo the next week. Don't do the same, and don't let your clients realize that your scarcity and urgency is fake, because then it really did hurt your own credibility long term.
Absolutely. So, Marco, I know, and I mentioned when I was talking about the Salesology Vault that you do have a gift for all of our listeners. So, would you share details of your gift?
Sure. Yeah, we're offering, and I believe the link to take advantage of this is going to be in the notes below. So all you got to do is you go sign up for Marketing Boost at that link, and we'll give you 30 days of Marketing Boost for $1, which means you get access to give yourself or your staff, or to test out one of these incentives. You can give yourself these incentives and use them for complimentary hotel stays in 130 destinations. Or use the hotel savings cards. They come in $1, $2, $3, and $500 increments that are good at over 1 million hotels worldwide. And the restaurant savings vouchers that are good. You put in your zip code. It's a phone app you download. You put in your zip code, and then you'll be able to see all the participating restaurants in your area, whether it be your hometown or when you're traveling. So you'll be able to save on dining out, etc. Those are all available to give as many of them away as you want for $1 during the 30-day period. Beyond that, it's only $37 a month. So it's a very affordable program to be able to create loyalty programs, reward programs, trade show giveaways, all kinds of stuff.
Okay, and so we will indeed have that link in the show notes. So as soon as you finish listening to this podcast, go to the show notes, click on the link. And Marco, where can people find you? People want to connect with you. What's the best way to do that?
I would just say go to the marketingboostsolutions.com, marketingboostsolutions.com, and you can join our Facebook group from that page. You can see the additional products that we offer to help give you solutions to grow your business, from our CRM platform, our Facebook connector, or different solutions there, along with our Marketing Boost incentives. And again, join our Facebook group there. So with over 30,000 entrepreneurs that are sharing ideas on how these incentives can be used to, social marketing giveaways, you name it. It's just a lot of fun ways to engage your audience.
Okay, and so thank you for that, Marco. And so thank you all today for listening to the Salesology Conversations with Sales Leaders podcast with my special guest, Marco Torres, who is the founder of marketingboost.com. And if you have found value in listening to today's podcast, then please think about one business owner, one entrepreneur, one sales leader, someone that you know that you think might also find value in listening to this podcast. And please do share the link with them. And until we meet again, visualize yourself surrounded by cash, really large bills.
You've been listening to Salesology, Conversations with Sales Leaders, the art of faster, easier, more profitable sales. Be sure to follow so that you don't miss a single episode. And while you're at it, please leave a rating and review, and be sure to share it with your friends. Tune in every week for more exciting insights and wisdom on transforming sales. And until next time, visualize yourself surrounded by cash, very large bills.